Yo, what's up guys? My name is Naayil. I'm a EUW Aatrox OTP. I've been playing the champion ever since he got reworked in like early season 9, late season 8. Yeah, I'm a streamer. I've reached Challenger with the champion in 2 seasons in a row, season 12 and season 11. I really enjoy playing Aatrox and I suck on every other champion. The thing I like about Aatrox is that the champion is like a train sometimes where he just runs over the whole enemy team if he has like a setup and just a little knowledge to just absolutely steamroll in a team fight. You can turn a whole fight just by yourself. Aatrox's early game in general is a bit weaker than other champions, but once you get towards the level 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever mark, you can start doing a lot more stuff. It's just about that you, in the very, very early levels, you stay a bit more safer and conservative, and then once you get some levels in, you can really start looking for good plays.
Aatrox is the most picked champion at Worlds this year. He is safe, consistent, can be extremely tanky, and is very good into just about every single matchup. Even if you're not the best at Aatrox, you'll still probably come out ahead. Tracking people's mobility is extremely important to understanding who you can combo kill, and nothing makes that easier than an app like Porofessor. Porofessor is an amazing app that allows you to track every single person's summoner spells, even with runes like Cosmic Insight and Boots of Lucidity taken into account for how much cooldown their individual summoner spells have. Never again will you have to type things out or hotkey them like a madman. With Porofessor, you can get the most up-to-date stats on every single one of your teammates playing in your current lobby, including who's playing their first game of the day, along with whoever is the most proficient at each of their champions. Porofessor helps to keep track of each and every one of your stats to help you understand exactly how good you are or exactly how dogshit you are at the same time. You can try Porofessor today with my link in the description.
Oh my god.
Run away! It's good, it's fine.
No, it's
yeah,
terrible.
no, idiot!
I
told you to not panic!
Okay. I thought the hook would hit. I thought it would hit.
You got Tabis, man. You got Jordans.
No, that was my bad.
Yeah, who else is it? Not mine.
Kindred top
That's
again.
Fine. Okay, just all in him. Don't give it to her. Or maybe you can get away. Oi, 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 oi. Was machst du? Careful, careful. They might go, Yeah, they're fucking EUW. They never surrender. Nice, he hit the first Goa drinker. Okay, don't get flipped, no!
Fuck, man, I got too carried away.
You lost to fucking McDonald's employee of the month, bro. He flipped you into that shit, bro.
One of the most important parts of Naayil's success is how he abuses Aatrox's level 4 power spike. Most top laners are very strong in the early game, but a lot of them usually spike around level 3 when they have all their abilities. Aatrox specifically spikes the hardest at level 4, and the main reason for that is because you're able to put one more point into his Q. Why does that matter so much? Aatrox is a really unique champion. His W, E, and ults are all really just used to enhance and facilitate his one Q ability. In a sense, you could say that this single ability is the entire champion, which in reality is more like 3 separate abilities.
I skilled W. Oh no. That is so bad. If I had level 5 Q, he's dead. I'm gonna fucking rip my cock out.
Most of the time when you put a point into your Q ability, it is generally the most spammable one in a champion's kit. And for every point that a champion's ability goes up, generally speaking, the damage goes up from around 20 to 40 in terms of its base damage. For Aatrox, not only does the AD scaling go up for each point, but the base damage goes up an average of 40 per point, assuming that you hit your knockups. So it's like putting 3 points into one ability. This is why it's so important to take advantage of this window at level 4 and level 5, where Aatrox's numbers are just simply higher than most champions.
Yeah, at level 4 you can really start punishing the enemy top laner, getting spells, getting cooldowns, and then just playing the good old turn-based top lane. Aatrox is really a turn-based champion, unlike, the Tryndamere and the Jax who really just want to jump on you and kind of flip their way into victory. At the beginning of the lane, you always want to make sure that you keep the enemy approximately a max Q1 range away from you. You don't really want to get close to the melee minions. You want to work with your Q with the minions most of the times. the enemy top laner is very close range and needs to walk up, you can punish them at level 1 already. The general philosophy is basically that you want to stay max range of your Q1. That's mostly going to be a safe distance. If you dash away, it's going to be safe. If you Q, it's going to be safe because it's going to CC him.
Your full combo looks something like this. Hit Q1 and get the knockup in order to be able to guarantee your W, then angle your Q2 at the side instead of the front. Aatrox's Q2 has a slightly longer range than the middle of the Q2. It allows you to more easily guarantee a hit even when your opponents think that they're actually out of range. Finally, because they've been knocked up by Q2, you can follow that up with an auto attack after they've been CC'd, and your W is now guaranteed because they don't have enough time to walk out of it. This is where you can preemptively start your Q3 and it comes crashing down as they come pulled back in.
If the Graves was top lane again, it wouldn't have... He's top lane. This Trundle is either really... No, somebody... Yeah, see? I told you. I told you. I can... I smell him. I smell him. Hello? The difference between me and lower level Aatrox players is that I basically know all the top lane matchups and what the enemy champion is capable of doing and what I'm capable of doing. And they just get poked out, they get chunked out, and then they don't know where to go from there. In mid-game, Aatrox is very simple. Most people can do the mid-game part. But the way all Aatrox players die, me included sometimes, it still happens of course, is by just getting steamrolled and cheesed and just stat checked in the early game. And they just do not respect hard enough, because sometimes you have to respect so much, it seems like you're inting, but you're actually not. Are they going for... Oh shit, Avengers! The Avengers are coming. We got Wolverine. We got Iron Man. Where's the Hulk? There he is. Okay. So Aatrox level 6 isn't really a tool that you use to just one-shot people. It's more like you just continue your regular gameplay with your Q, E, and W. And you use the 6 either to use the bonus movement speed to gap close, or if you mess up, you can escape with it. You cannot really burst somebody with it. It objectively doesn't give you anything except for stats. You really want to keep on working with your Qs and E. The real big power spike, like an actual power spike, would be level 9. Because at level 9, you maximize your Q, and Aatrox's max Q, like the 5 points into the Q, like that spell is insane. Even with 0 cooldown reduction, Aatrox's Q is so spammable, and it deals so much damage. Like, it's really, really insane at level 9. In the mid game, Aatrox wants to basically be the scout, I could say, of the team. So Aatrox really is good at catching people, gap closing to people, pulling people out of the herd, out of the group, with his W and his Qs, which is our micro stance and stuff like that. So Aatrox doesn't really want to run into 5 people, he will just get one shot. But he's really good at initiating team fights by picking out a person and then starting with a 5v4 scenario for your team. Because Aatrox has huge range. His EW or his QE have a lot of range. People underestimate that and they get caught out a lot because they will not expect that Aatrox catch somebody, because that's usually not what Aatrox is known for, but it's something he's totally capable of doing. And I think if more Aatrox players start doing that, then that's going to be your main goal. Sometimes if you're really fit, you might as well just run into like 3 or 4 people and just out-sustain them. If you're doing very well in a game and you're confident that if 1 or more people come to a side lane, you can push up a bit further and try to bait them into you. And since you're very strong, what you can do is you can stall out the fight and like kite them with your Qs and ultimates, with the movement speed and all that healing. You can kite them until your team arrives into the side lane and collapse on them. Generally, never really want to only split push, because Aatrox has absolutely negative damage on objectives. He doesn't deal damage to anything. Towers, Nexus, inhibs, it's really, really bad. Even if you have like full AD, you barely do anything, maybe with the ultimate. You don't really want to turn your brain off and just start hitting minions and towers, because you're most likely gonna get collapsed on without getting any successful objective. Aatrox's scaling is very steep and very quick, but the problem is it falls off really quickly. So you wanna see it like a graph, if you will, you know, like Bitcoin or something, which like level 1 to 3 it's gonna be very steady, and then like towards level 9 it's like between level 9, so level 9 and level 13 it's gonna go insanely spike, it's gonna spike insanely high, and then it's gonna decline a little bit, you know, just a tiny bit. It's gonna decline until 16, and 16 is gonna be your final power spike, and afterwards it just goes downwards. So every additional minute that passes in the game after you're 16 is pretty bad. You really want to make sure that you start finishing the game then, because that's when, you know, after 18 you don't really start to get stronger anyways, and if the enemy champions catch up to your lead, you know, Aatrox level 18 versus Camille level 18, or Fiora or Darius, or pretty much 95% of top laners, you're gonna look very old compared to them. So
Unlike other players who one-trick certain champions, Aatrox is by no means an unpopular champion. Every single pro player in every part of the world will learn and play this champion at some point. Most of the best mechanical Aatrox players are considered to reside in places like China.
Also, they have 4 mini champs and an MF, so I kind of want to go Gore Drinker as my mythic, because a lot of Chinese Aatroxes, I've been watching them on the super server, all of them go Gore Drinker, everyone. Every single
you
one goes
forgot the
Gore
part
Drinker.
where I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
And Cleaver is really good.
Okay. No, the Cleaver
Okay.
I like, but I think Gore Drinker afterwards.
You won't deal damage.
Xiaoming, for example, is an Aatrox player who is able to hit 2000 LP on the super server as an Aatrox main. So how does Naayil compare to someone like that?
The Chinese Aatroxes are really, really good mechanically, especially Xiaoming. I learned my trading and my poking and my punishing. So itemization wise, these guys are still kind of doing the old stuff. That's what's unique about me. I build different. And mechanically, I would say I'm pretty close to them, mechanically. I don't know if that's arrogant, but I still very much respect them, and I would not be surprised if they were proven to be better than me. Obviously, I don't speak Chinese, so I cannot tell you 100%.
Here's the difference between Naayil and the rank 1 super server Aatrox. Xiaocha is a player that plays for LP. He only really cares that his rank on the server goes up. When he plays Aatrox, it's because he has a good matchup or a good team to be able to make this champion really shine. Xiaocha has other champions in his pool like Darius, Set, and Wukong, where he just completely bullies and abuses laners in these matchups. Naayil is instead a thirsty, horny, Aatrox only player. He will play this champion regardless of matchup and regardless of whether or not it's a good idea.
Women grinds on cop during what?
Oh, yeah? You like that?
Obtain high school diploma or GED. Alright, I know what I know. Okay, fuck streaming. I know what I'm gonna do.
While you can certainly argue that the rank 1 super server Aatrox is a better player, he's not a true one-trick pony like Naayil. Naayil plays Aatrox into the worst matchups, into the best matchups, into jungle, into ADC, into mid lane. He might not be the best Aatrox in the world, but he is definitely, by far, the thirstiest Aatrox in the world.
If you want to go from 7 HP to 1000 HP by just auto-attacking, if you wanna one-shot people, if you wanna fly around and just roll over 4 people in a row, I guess if you like red big demons who are depressed, then I think Aatrox is really, really cool and a refreshing champion in comparison to all the jolly, bubbly, low-key cringe champions, in my opinion. I stream at twitch.tv/Naayil, trying to spam Aatrox. Feel free to ask me anything about the champion. I will gladly help, if I am not currently absolutely, you know, losing my shit. Thanks for watching, and I hope I see you soon.